Hello and welcome to the second video in this series on MuLab. It's a digital audio workstation and sequencer. What we're looking at, this is a free VST EQ, SONEQ. It's one of my favorites. I'll put a link in the description for this. What I want to talk about in this video is managing and creating your own sounds and presets. I have here just some simple samples. Just the volume there. So I have a kick drum. I'm using the 3-layer bass drum module, which has an 808 waveform. You can open up all of this stuff and adjust these parameters. It has a 909 layer. Same thing, you can adjust the waveforms, change all of these parameters, and it has a clipper, which has a another wave player. Really simple. You can adjust the waveform in here as well. And these basically all play their own little part in creating this bass drum sound. A tip in pretty much anywhere that you have an effect or an instrument inserted on any slot here is you can hold the Alt or Option key and turn things on and off. So right now I just have the clipper module. You can hear how that sounds. It's a little tick basically. And then to turn on like the 808, just holding Option or Alt again and clicking, I can turn these on and off. And I'll put in the 909 layer. And those three things make up this 3-layer bass drum. Really powerful way of creating an analog style, really fat kick drum. So what I've done is I've put that in, and I've also put it on a compressor, and then I've saved it. You can see it up here. 3-layer kick is what kick 3 layers, what I've called it. And if you right click on a rack and under presets, you can save these. I'm going to go ahead and save this preset. Instead of save preset, OK. And then it shows up under in the browser, which if you don't know how to see the browser, you can go to Session, go down here, Show Hide Browser. You can get rid of it. I have created some shortcuts on mine, just as Command 2 is browser, Command 1 is the mixer. So I can give myself more real estate here in the Arrange window, or I can bring up the things that I need to see. Like, I don't always need to see the browser once I've pulled some stuff into my tracks. And even then, you can put modules in just by hitting any of these inserts and putting instruments or effects inside these racks. And you can create racks just with the plus button. So creating presets. Let's go ahead and create another preset. So I'm going to open the browser and I'm going to go to these devices, the MUX presets. And the MUX is a modular environment that has all these different modules in it, and it comes kind of bundled with things that are already put together so that you can use right out of the box, but be able to tweak and control and then create your own instruments or effects from that. So I've already created some here and saved them as rack presets. Let's create another instrument just so you can see how this works. And I've got drums in here already. Let's create a bass. But you could do the same process for any instrument. And you could create, you could start with a preset. See how it sounds right up here. Or if you have a MIDI keyboard connected, you can just play it right on the keyboard. I don't even have to create a rack. I don't have to pull anything in. It's really cool. And maybe I like that one. So I can just drag it in and kind of over this plus arrow or down here in the rack area, and it creates a new rack. I don't have a track yet, but don't worry about that. With it selected, I can still play it. I can go in here and maybe tweak it a little bit. Take down the stereo width just a bit. Maybe take down the volume 50%. Let's see how that sounds. That sounds pretty good. I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and rename this as bass amp amped 01, and also save preset as, and I'm under the drums folder right now, so I'm going to click racks, create a new folder, and call it bass. And under that folder, I can create a new file for my preset and call it bass amped 01. Just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and name the preset a different name. Click OK just to show you what you get here. It gives you this little dialog that says the file name differs from the preset name. So I could either keep as is or rename it in the rack. And I want to rename it in the rack. And you can see here it says bass amped. You could even apply a color. So I'll go ahead and apply color. I like to use sort of purplish colors for my bass. And then save this again. And now let's go to the rack presets here. You get this little sort of mixer strip icon. And now we see our folder that we created. And under the folder we have bass amped. And if I drag it in, you'll see everything that I have applied to this rack is now applied to this preset, and I can drag the entire thing into my mixer area or my racks area and create a rack with all of those things on it. I'll just get rid of this one for now. And from there I can just quickly create a track with this instrument. Just to show you another thing, for example, quite often would use another effect like a compressor, or on this bass, for example, maybe I want to use a speaker simulator. So let's use that, maybe this one. Hear how that sounds. Lower the volume, and then maybe I want this to be after a compressor, so I can just drag it down and insert a compressor. Just use a simple compressor here. You could tweak these however you'd like. Now let's resave it again. Just the save preset. It's saved. And now if we drag it in again, we see all of those things have just been saved all in the rack. And you could even use your own VSTs in this rack. So now we have a bass preset that we can load into any project as a rack preset just by dragging the rack in. And if I want to create a track with this rack sound, with this instrument, with these effects, I can just drag this rack up into this area and it creates a track that's linked to this rack, and I can start inputting notes or play on my keyboard. So now I can put in some bass notes in here. So there's a quick tip on how you can create rack presets that have all of your effects and settings for your instrument, whatever might be on that rack saved, so that you can pull it into any project, tweak it for that song, and get right away to making music. This is MuLab, a digital audio workstation and sequencing software. Relatively inexpensive and incredibly powerful. I haven't even touched the potential of this software yet, so there'll be lots more videos to come. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.